Why wouldn't they ban everything from every killer, from Che Guevara to Mao to Karl Marx, or at least Vladimir Lenin, Mein Kampf by Hitler, obviously, whatever. My point is, why are they doing it? I think it's a control impulse. They don't know what they can do or should have done to stop this mass murder, so they're doing what comes naturally to government. They're controlling things, they're controlling people. When all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Ban it, ban it, ban it. But I think they're using it as an opportunistic crisis, as an excuse to do what they really wanted to do anyways, crack down on the internet. I showed you a letter that journalist Nick Monroe got a copy of the police literally writing to an internet company and asking for a list of all the customers who downloaded the document. Just asking for it, with the menacing authority of police behind them. Who knows, they've probably followed up with a court order by now to get it, but banning the manifesto, forget the video. Not the video, but the piece of paper, or rather in this day and age, the digital document. How do you even ban that? I mean, it must be in countless places by now. I bet there's 100 million copies of it by now, including in other countries. It took me less than 60 seconds, maybe 10 million copies. It took me less than 60 seconds on Google to find this story that linked to the manifesto. So you can find it. I did it in 1 minute of Google. I don't know if those links are blocked in New Zealand. I'm not sure if it's possible to constantly block news sites where it can be found. Who knows? China's Great Firewall of China is the world leader at blocking things. Google is helping them with that, so they want to make a fortune. Google refuses to do business with the US military, but they'll help China's Communist Party spy on their own people. I bet Google is consulting with New Zealand too, as they can say they have world-class censorship experience. But look what I found again from Nick Monroe. Look at this. This is a New Zealand government website. Christchurch attack publication, The Great Replacement classified objectionable. That's the manifesto I'm talking about. Now, I'd agree it's objectionable, but they mean that in a special legal way. That's their fancy way of saying they have made that piece of paper, that digital document, illegal to possess in New Zealand. A publication, let me read this, a publication reportedly written by the terrorists behind the fatal attacks in Christchurch has been officially classified as objectionable. Others have referred to this publication as a manifesto, but I consider it a crude booklet that promotes murder and terrorism. It is objectionable under New Zealand law, says Chief Censor David Shanks. Stop for a moment. That's his real title. That's his official title, Chief Censor. Did you know that New Zealand has a Chief Censor? I'll give them credit. At least they don't try and hide the fact with fuzzy language. Here in Canada, we give them more Orwellian names, like the Chief of the Canadian Human Rights Commission. That's our Chief Censor. Or maybe even some cabinet position like the Heritage Minister or the Public Safety Minister or something. They're honest. It's about censorship. Yep, imagine having that on your business card. So let me read some more from the Chief Censor. It is recognized that the publication has been widely reported on over the past week, with many media outlets publishing commentary on it and sometimes providing links to it or downloadable copies. Many New Zealanders may have read it, possibly seeking answers for why this dreadful atrocity took place. Most people reading the publication will not be harmed by it. Most New Zealanders who have read this will simply find it repellent. But most New Zealanders are not the target audience. It is aimed at a small group who may be receptive to its hateful, racist, and violent ideology, and who may be inspired to follow the example set by its apparent author. Well, look, that was the most persuasive ad, what that Chief Censor just wrote. That was the most persuasive ad that could ever be written to invite people to find it and read it. And if you are someone who is so inclined, it won't take you long. The people who won't be harmed by it are frankly the least likely to hunt for it. And this Chief Censor, who has never heard about reverse psychology apparently, just made it the most interesting, most desirable forbidden fruit in the world. You couldn't have made it more interesting had they literally mailed it to every home in New Zealand. That's an excerpt from the Ezra Levant show. Every day I do a video monologue and then I interview an interesting guest, and then I end by reading my hate mail. But you've got to subscribe to it, which you can do at therebel.media/shows.